1976 was the very first Green Market, which is at 59th Street and 2nd Avenue.
We would not be in business if it weren't for the green markets here in New York City.
It's really great to have that kind of 1 degree of separation from where your food came from.
To walk a mile in their shoes, to grow a crop in their shoes, is to see something that's special, almost magical.
I'm Rick Bishop, farmer here in Roscoe, New York, at Mountain Sweet Berry Farm, about 25, 30 acres of fresh fruits and vegetables that we raise for New York's green markets and restaurant trade. We're a small farm. We have a limited production of some really special items. They're highly sought after. We're known for our Tri-Star strawberries. It grows well in our climate here. Cool nights make the berries sweeter, so we come up with the name Mountain Sweet Berry Farm.
I think it all started with the day I walked up and Rick was standing on top of his van with 18 cases of potatoes like Captain America. And I said, this is my man.
He's a farmer who's a foodie. He just loves food. He loves to eat. And it's reflected in the way he farms and the quality of what he brings out of the ground.
My philosophy in farming is to begin with building the soil. Each one of these different crops requires a different balance in the soil to produce the best quality crop.
I actually said to him, when I buy your potatoes and I bring them back to the restaurant and I put them in the oven, I can smell your soil baking in the oven, and I know that smell. And I said, I love your dirt, and he said, it's not dirt, it's soil, and it's a living, breathing thing.
All this time, though, you have to fight the elements. You're always combating the forces of nature.
The risks that they take every day, that they have no control over.
So if we're putting all these inputs into this crop and the day before market, we get 2 inches of rain, you take it on the chin and you regroup and get ready for the next market, and hopefully you don't get a rainy day before market.
Originally, when I first started writing about this stuff, people weren't aware of what farmers went through to get the food to the market so that we could eat delicious stuff.
We'll sometimes work from 6 in the morning till 2 or 3 the next morning, getting everything ready for market, ensuring that you're getting a fresh product when you come into the market Saturday morning. Getting up around 3, going down, loading the truck, is how the market morning starts. From Roscoe to Union Square is about 2.5 hours. I like New York. It's my town. Probably the busiest farmers market anywhere is Union Square Saturday. We'll have customers in a line in front of the table and chefs vying for produce in the back of the table. All 18. So the rush is just condensed into this 7 a.m. to 11 a.m. madhouse. We're trying to keep everybody cooking our stuff. You can't keep them all happy, but we try. The Green Market itself has really made a change in New York cuisine.
If the Union Square Green Market weren't here, Gramercy Tavern's food would be drastically different. We benefit from the close local proximity to this particular market, which is one of the most vibrant markets in the city.
Produce or items, meats, fish, whatever you're buying at the Green Market is most likely been picked or caught the day before or 2 days before it's brought into the market.
It's as close from the earth to the table as you're going to get. I mean, unless you're picking it yourself.
It's such a delicate moment of taste. And I'll sell out within 2 or 3 hours because the flavor is so incredible.
Oh my God.
Right? It's like the first ones.
I don't even want to cook them. It's like ready-made food. It's so simple to cook. It's almost embarrassing.
There's not even a point to buy produce at the grocery store because it's been flown in from California and it's going to go bad in a couple of days.
We're literally buying what we need, preparing it, and serving it the day of. And that is probably the greatest luxury that we can allow ourselves these days.
The chefs that I work with in New York are a big part of the makeup of our farm here.
When we tell them about how we use ingredients, it gives them a chance to think creatively about what they can accomplish in their soil.
It's rewarding to have them come up and tell us what they're doing with it, why they need it this size. That makes a better farmer out of me, because then I learn what that chef needs.
People seek out that connection to the food that they're eating. It's important to them that they find out who grew it.
You see the face of the person that grew what you're serving.
You'll see them every week. They're people, and it's really fun.
We get to meet the people that enjoy what we do, and they get to meet the people that produce something almost specifically for them.
A lot of people have personal trainers, so this is your personal food grower or something.
The feedback you get when someone tastes something or they come back and tell me what they did with the dish, on their dish that they made from our ingredients, gives me a reward and a feeling of satisfaction and pride that you wouldn't get if you were just selling to a broker or a wholesaler. You can take your product, bring it in, sell it directly to the customer that's going to consume it, and you then take home 100% of the food dollar.
You're participating in the action of supporting a farmer and taking a stand, in a sense, with every cent that you spend and every second that you spend searching out those local foods. You're supporting and creating the world that you live in.
As we look to sort of the future of how we're going to eat deliciously flavored food, we need to look to people like Rick, who are spending the kind of energy and passion in the field that we as shoppers, diners, cooks don't really recognize as critical, but the decisions that he's making in the field, from the seed to the planting to the harvesting to the weeding to all of it, is 1,000 times more important and 1,000 times more complex than the decisions that I'm going to make in the kitchen tonight.
To see what these guys do every day, close up, to live that life, which is basically an 18-hour day, is just a spectacular thing to behold.
Seeing how hard it is to grow these things, seeing the labor of love that it is, it makes my labor of love cooking so much more meaningful to me.
They're our heroes, and without them, we would only have red tomatoes, iceberg lettuce, and canned green beans.
We have a challenge on our hands as farmers to provide the sweetest sweet corn, the best tasting tomato, the sweetest peas, the best strawberries. Things you can't get that fresh and that good any other place.
I'm really happy to hear everybody poetically talk about every little tendril that they're putting on a plate with just the right drizzle of olive oil. But at the end of the day, when all that stuff settles, it's about human beings.
While he is one of the best champions of local foods, he continues to be a guy that's looking down the road. How can we do this better? How can we grow it better? And how can we tell people the story along the way?
It's a good rhythm. Going in, coming back, figuring out what you're doing right and wrong, going back and doing it again twice a week is just about perfect.